Hello and welcome to a new episode of Out of Ore. Today I'm planning to dig up this coal patch here. And in order to do that, I want to build a conveyor belt. And I'm probably going to build it somewhere down to here to this place where I'm running around and put a hopper in and then bring it all back up to the drop off point. So let's get started. I'll get the dozer and then we will start. The first thing I want to do is grade out the top and make some space for a conveyor belt that can run down the hill. And it turned out to be a bit more difficult than I thought to do it with the dozer here. And what I'm going to do next, what you see here is do a little time lapse. And I did it both. I did it in first person view, basically, what I see on my screen, and I also did it in a top down in-game time lapse. And I wanted to see with you and check with you guys and see what you prefer. If you would like to see me doing it either in real time, sped up in the background, what you see here, or maybe on the top right, that in-game time lapse. I actually slowed down that in-game time lapse a bit just to sync it up to what you're seeing on the main screen. So this is for the bottom piece to make some space for the conveyor belts and for the hopper to put it in. And then once I'm done with that, I'm actually going to start building the conveyor belts. And this is still in the previous beta version, the I think 0.06 version, where you can't actually build backwards. And I'm still trying to do it backwards. So what I did here is I put a grid on. You see it here with the stone and with the metal pieces to put a grid on to be able to build backward to align it perfectly to my drop-off point. And then here I wanted to see how I can do the grading or the incline of the conveyor belt. So that took a bit of time for me to adjust. And you see all those metal blocks that I put in to align it all. Based on what I heard, the latest release that just came out a few days ago, you should be able to do that way easier and better. And you see here, there's a little test run on my end to see does it work, and it does work. It puts some dirt into the drop-off point, and now I'm building the bottom piece here, putting in the hopper to get everything ready to be used and start the actual digging of the coal. Now that we're done with the platform, I want to do a little bit of cleanup here. When building, it was a bit difficult to get all these little platforms in, so I put that one, cleaned that one out. Funny, when I recorded, it actually felt like I'm flying upwards when it came towards me because I didn't expect it to fall down for whatever reason. And now I'm going to bring the loader up and start the digging. Yeah, it's some dirt in there. I didn't use all of it. You see it in the background behind the loader. There's a lot of dirt that I just dropped there to make sure it gets out of the way I can build everything. And now I realize it's quite tight there. So I built another extension to the platform, made it a bit bigger to be able to access everything easy. And you see more cleanup. I need to delete some of the things here that I put there by accident. But I didn't want to bother doing that while I was actually building it because it's so much easier to just do it afterwards. Take care of these things. And I think there's one up here. Yeah. Let's get rid of that one. And then I was also flattening the ground a bit down here, but that didn't have a big impact. And now let's do a trial run. Let's get some dirt, get some ore, put it in a hopper and see how it works. Or better to say if it works. Yeah, and then you see here I still had the destruction mode on, so I lowered my loader front and then immediately destroyed the tile. So that's something you have to be careful about when you have the destruction mode on or something. So let's dig up some dirt and try if it works. Okay, I'm trying to get a good scoop here so we can try and see how it works. Yeah, the locking feature is really nice now with that introduced in this current beta version. It makes it really easy. Now let's walk along You can see here there's like a little dripping of the stones between the conveyor belts. They should be all perfectly aligned. And by the way, it's a nice thing to do. You can walk on the railing, so it's easier to get out or get along, I guess. Just have to be more careful not to fall down. But you see, in the beginning, it was all like one continuous flow, and then it is like choppy. Only every other belt, or every second and third belt is being filled, even though the load was consistent. And then at the end, you can see it dropping in. So here I'm actually going to remove the other belt, just, I don't know, for visual reasons. I'm not going to use it for now. Um, and let's see and wait how much money I actually got in. I think there's a few more coming. Yeah, you can see it in the back. We got $1,700 coming in right now. And let's wait for it and see for the rest how much that is. $500. So that doesn't seem to be a lot. Let me check here on the graph. So we're talking like what, like 7 tons? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good load or not. Um, I had my concerns if everything actually arrives here at the end, but we will see and we'll figure it out. Money is not a big issue, I think, right now in the game. It's obviously would be nice if it can make like millions and then don't have to take any loans anymore. But for now, it's not a big issue. I can take a loan anytime. So if something gets lost, I think it's okay. But I want to try it again and see if there's any way to figure out if everything gets over there or not. Because I have a feeling if I'm in the truck right now, not everything might come through. There's another time lapse of me putting more dirt in here and checking out to see if it arrives or not. Yeah, I wanted to see if there's actually anything coming through. I feel like depending on my position, it might not, but as you can see here, it drops in. So something is falling down, but I don't know. I feel like I wasn't 100% convinced when I saw it. But I didn't want to go into any full in-depth testing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead for now, and then see how it goes. Yeah, this is the view from the overhead camera that you can use in game. So I just dropped the load and want to see how it actually gets out there. You see yeah, there was just a piece disappearing basically here in the front. I don't know if you immediately saw it, and then every other belt. So I'm really hoping in a new update it's gonna be fixed. I will definitely check that out next time. But for now, it looks like this might not be the best solution for my digging here. So based on my findings after trying it out a bit back and forth, I think what happens is that it's too far away to either be processed correctly by the game, or I lose a bunch just by having conveyor belts. Like maybe it loses 1, 2, 3, 5% every conveyor belt. So what I'm planning to do now is actually cutting the conveyor belt right here, and then picking it up with the hauler. So what I have to do is like I'm planning to do like a little like a platform, and then just cutting it out here and see how that works. Okay, it's all done now. Platform is there. Now the only thing I need to do is get rid of the current conveyor here, those little building blocks, and then we can go ahead and start using the hauler. This time, actually, on the build for the platform, I went with the handrails, and you can see it here in the screen. And now I'm backing up the hauler and making sure it's it's aligned good enough so everything I dig out at the bottom is actually fitting well. So after putting a few scoops in here, I want to see how it went. You can see it piles up in the hopper. It goes up the conveyor belt. You can see it's already splitting out here, which I don't think should be the case. But it's coming in pretty well into the hauler. So now we can drop off the load into the into that grade here to make the money. Now that's the moment when I actually realized that I can't access it with the hauler. So I guess now is the fun part to destroy all the work that I did earlier in the episode to make it work. But I guess I need the access, and worst case, I can just rebuild it anytime. It's actually not that big of an effort. Yeah, and it's easier to get things destroyed in first person. You just aim the middle to whatever you want to be destroyed or have destroyed, and then it's pretty easy. You can aim pretty well. So let's drop off this load and see how much I guess money and how much weight we get. I mean, it looks pretty good. I think I still lost a bit in the whole process, but it should be better than before. Yeah, I wiggle it around, as you can see here. I wiggle it around a bit back and forth just to get it all in. And then it will take a moment or two for us to see how much it actually is. Yeah, it's not that wiggle wiggle. Just get the last pieces out, and then we should be able to see how much it is. 20 tons for 7 grand. Well, that's not bad, I guess. It feels like it's definitely more than what we had earlier. Now that we have sorted this one out, I'm actually going to put in another hopper right next to the existing one, just to make it a bit more easier to drop off all the ore. I'm also putting in a few fences here on the side, just for safety reasons, doing some digging, and dropping off another load. So that is it for today's episode. Next episode, I will check out the new updates, see if it makes any differences, and then we will dig into more of the coal in here. I'm really planning to get rid of all of that. I need to see if the new updates make any difference for the conveyor belts. Maybe I put them back in the way. But for now, this is all I have. I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, and please consider to subscribe. Bye.